Hi, I'm Rich with Inside HPC. We're here at ISC 2015 in Frankfurt, Germany, and we're here at the Asetek booth with Steve Branton. Steve, how you doing today?
Good, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well. Steve, I guess we're going to start at the beginning here with, I heard there's three things you want to tell us about today that's going on with liquid cooling from Asetek.
Yeah, the first thing we're going to talk about is the increased availability through OEM partners. And then we want to talk a little bit about where we've deployed the system. And finally, we're going to talk a little bit about new technology.
Okay.
So
let's start with where they're at. Yeah.
So as you know, we've been partnered with Cray for some period of time.
Yeah.
They've actually deployed a number of systems, which we'll talk about here in the next segment. We're cooling Xeon Phis, regular Xeons, and SXM cards from NVIDIA. And this is now a product that's in its second generation with Cray. So moving along with deployments and increasing that relationship.
And along those lines, I understand you got a new customer that's got some all-new kind of products with Asetek.
Yes, we do. That's Fujitsu.
Yeah.
And we announced that relationship some months ago. This is the coming out for that product.
Okay, well, let's go take a look. Okay, Steve, we heard something about Fujitsu. What are we looking at here?
So this is the new system from Fujitsu. It's the CX400. And what we have here is a system that's got 4 nodes in it, 4 half-width 1U nodes. It can be either dual CPU nodes, or we can do K40 plus CPU or Xeon Phi accelerators in the processor. So we will be able to talk about a deployment of this system at supercomputing. So one of the things that we're seeing coming in the market is new product from Intel called Knights Landing. It has a much bigger package and higher wattage. So this is a Knights Landing system that we'll be shipping in August to OEMs who are in the process of designing systems for that processor. Then we are also looking at the new IBM, it's actually released Power 8 chip.
Yeah.
And this is a cooler for Power 8. One of the interesting things about the Power 8 system is that it's overclockable. So in its native state, this is a 260 watt processor. They'll be able to overclock this to 400 watts, which is going to really require liquid.
400 watts for one, so that's going to need liquid, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
And so that's really exciting from an industry perspective, as we're seeing higher wattage parts come out from both from Intel and from their competition, which we see as something that's going to drive the market, particularly in HPC, toward liquid cooling.
Well, I wanted to ask you about some deployments. I heard some customers are upgrading, some of your early customers. That's great news, isn't it?
Yes, they are. Yes. So first, since the last time we talked, we've deployed our largest system, which is at Sandia. It's a 28 rack system. That data center was constrained from a liquid cooling perspective, or from a cooling perspective, and so they were able to install liquid cooling and spend about half as much on cooling as they would have if they had expanded their air cooling system. So they were able to get more compute and more cycles by doing that. Similar story at MSU, where they deployed a 5-rack cluster, again, air-cooled constrained data center. They were able to expand at a lower cost and buy more compute. They've actually added a second 4-rack cluster to that system. They're now number 145 on the top 500 list. And interestingly enough, they're seeing about 10% improvement in speed with liquid cooling over what they would have seen with an air-cooled system. So that was a pleasant surprise for us. And then while we're here, NREL, which is our oldest deployment, is now begun to add additional small systems to their data center, and they've purchased additional liquid cooling systems for that data center. And that, of course, is the ESIF data center, which is operating at a PUE of 1.06, and they're doing that by having it an all liquid cooled data center. So we're supporting that infrastructure as we build out. And then finally, here in Europe, we have a deployment at UiT, which is the University of Tromsø in Norway, north of the Arctic Circle. They can throw away all the heat they want for free, but they have students that will get cold without heating. So they want to take that energy that they've used to run their compute and then reuse it to heat up their buildings. So they get double duty out of all the carbon that they consume. And they've gone from a single rack cluster to a 6-rack cluster. It's a retrofit of HP gear there.
So seeing this, with repeat customers, your early adopters are coming back. Is it fair to say this is a mature technology coming from Asetek now?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, that's very exciting.